Merhaba arkadaşlar, ben Emre. Tangle Tower'a kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. İlk cinayetimizi çözmeye çalışıyoruz. Kimin cinayeti? Freria'nın cinayeti. Anası değilmiş Florya. Ben anası sanıyordum, değilmiş. Felix'le konuştuk. Freria'yı sevdiğini söyledi. Soy ağaçları çok garip, o yüzden kimin neci olduğunu çözemedim. Bunun dedesi gibi bir şey oluyor herhalde. Freria. Emin değilim. Sülale işlerini zaten normalde de beceremem. Şu sağ tarafa gidebiliyoruz mu?
Locked.
Bura.
It's locked.
O zaman alt kata indik bakalım. Oo, kimse yok. Ha, burası Freria'nın odasıymış. Bu ne?
That painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on.
Evet.
There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
Neymiş fotoğraf? Tablonun fotoğrafı. Belde soyu tablosunun küçük bir fotoğrafı. Üzerinde yapışkan bir bant parçası var. Köşesinin etrafında çizgiler siyah mürekkeple çizilmiş. Bunlar mı siyah mürekkeple çizilmiş dediği? Bu ne?
That painting is really.
Why?
Maybe
The
Freya.
at-
There's a
It's
smaller.
a photograph.
Yani şey değilmiş. Geçtim. Bu ne?
It's a little wooden box for paintbrushes.
To the casual observer, maybe.
Yakından bakalım.
They're not real paintbrushes. Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Kilitmiş. Bu ne? Puzzle mı yapacağız? Şimdi şu şöyleyse ne olduğunu bilmiyorum. Böyle yer mi değiştiriyoruz? Neye göre? Böyle bir bas.
Did you find it? Looks like a ripped up jigsaw puzzle.
Dur. Buranın değil. Bu şöyle. Dur, o zaman şunları şöyle bir çek. Şunu şöyle getirdim. Bunu böyle getirdim. Bu da böyle oldu. O küçük yere bu girdi. Bunu yerleştirdik. Bu buraya. Bu buraya. Bu da buraya. Evet. Şimdi neye göre, kime göre, nasıl şey yapacağız? Turuncu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turuncu. Çizgi. Yok. Turuncu bu. Herhalde değil mi? Turuncudur diye düşünüyorum. Sonra yeşil nokta. 3'te pembe. Böyle bir
That
bas.
was
Each
incorrect.
brush has various
Her fırçanın
characteristics.
karakteristik
Height,
özellikleri var. Boy,
bristle
tüy,
shape,
şekli,
color,
boya rengi,
handle
saf
color.
rengi.
The information we need is on the paper. Once it's been rearranged, I mean.
Pembe olacak ve V şeklinde mi olacak? Oluyor demek bu 3'teki. Şöyle yaptık. Mavi oldu. Dur. O öyle olursa bunu yapamıyoruz. Dur. Öyle yaptık.
Still
Oldu mu?
locked.
Olmadı.
So, the paper. There's a couple of brushes with each.
Burada uzunluk, bir de uzunluk mu girecek devreye? O zaman kısa turuncu olacak. Kısa turuncu bu. Bunda yeşil renk olacak. Belli bir spesifik özelliği yok. Bunda V şeklinde olacak ve pembe olacak. Tamam. Burada mavi olacak. Belli bir spesifik özelliği yok. Bunda böyle olması lazım. Nasıl olacak o? Öyle mi? Şöyle yaptık. Bak
Still
bakalım.
locked.
There's a
Almadı.
couple of brushes with.
Şimdiki. Kağıdı oluşturduk da şeyi çözemedim. Turuncu küçük. Turuncu küçük. Şöyle yapsak
Still locked.
There's a couple of brushes with.
değil. Sopası pembe. V şeklinde. Böyle yapalım.
Still locked.
There's a couple of brushes with.
Yeşil renkli olacak. Kısa olacak. Bu kısa. Yeşil renk. V şeklinde pembe. Mavi yaptık. Bunu da uzun yaptık.
Still locked.
There's a couple of brushes with each.
Böyle.
Still locked.
There's a couple of brushes with each.
Nasıl ki ya? Kağıdı doğru yaptığımıza emin miyiz? Yani ama böyle tam bir kare şeklinde olması gerekmez mi? Gerekir bence. Şimdi şuradan patlıyoruz. Bunun pembe değil turuncu olması lazım. Turuncu ettim bunu. Bakayım.
Still locked.
There's a
Olmadı.
couple of brushes with.
Yeşil boyası olsun istiyoruz değil mi? Yani mantıken yeşil boyalı pembe olmasını istiyor ve V olsun diyor da ikisi de okey. Mavi boyası olsun diyorsa mavi, dikdörtgen işte yamuk olmasını istiyorsun yamuk, bunun da uzun olmasını istiyor. Tamam böyle olması lazım ama
So,
olmuyor.
the paper jigsaw puzzle shows the position of various characteristics of the brushes. There's a couple of brushes with each character.
Şimdilik Ne yapabiliriz diye düşünüyorum. Öyleyse varım diyorum. Ama Allah Allah. Kardeşim şunu oluşturduk, bunu oluşturduk zaten. Bunları yaptık. Hmm. Allah Allah Allah Allah. Böyle değiştiyse.
Still locked.
So, the paper jigsaw puzzle shows the position of various characteristics of the brushes.
Kardeşim çıldıracağım.
There's a couple of brushes with each.
Ah Firelia, Firelia. Nasıl bir puzzle koydun Firelia. Allah'ın cezası. Rahmetli. Yapacağım. Kafayı yiyeceğim ha. Düşünüyorum. Oluşturamıyorum. Evet. Bunu şöyle alsak. Bunu şöyle. Şimdi turuncu, yeşil oldu. V şeklinde pembe, mavi, dikdörtgen ve uzun olmuş
There we
olması.
go.
Niye bu kadar zorlandım anasını satayım yani? Niye böyle olduğunu bilmiyorum.
Perfect. What was in the box?
Just a
Ne
photograph.
varmış?
Well, most of a photograph.
İki genç kızın olduğu bir fotoğraf. Birinin saçı kırmızı, diğerinin saçı yeşil. Fotoğrafın büyük bir parçası eksik, yırtılmış gibi görünüyor. Tamam, şuna
A
bak.
pillow with a paw print pattern.
It's a cushion.
Yeah, but that doesn't illustrate.
Şu
It's
balık.
a fish, I think.
I think it looks more like a whale.
Fine, it's a whale.
Could also be a shark.
Şu.
Freya's bear.
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days.
Havalandı
Do you
mı?
think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either.
Bu ne? Onu çok
Not the
merak ediyorum.
kind of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
It's cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something.
Bu ne?
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
Şu örümcek.
Just little trinkets.
Let's leave them alone.
Bunlar ne?
Drawings taped up on the wall.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like two people standing together in a garden. One of them's holding a red rose.
Şu gördüğümüz kişi, adını hatırlayamadım, daha tanışmadık gerçi. Bahçede adam ve kırmızı kadın çizimi, adamın elinde kırmızı bir gül var, genç bir kadın çizimi, pelerin gibi çizim.
Just little trinkets.
Let's leave them alone.
Zıvır zıvır dedi şu.
Do you think this was always
I don't know.
no windows either? Brushes, pencils.
They're clean, but they look pretty well used.
Bitkiye de bakıp
Raised
çıkalım.
plants. They must not need sunlight.
Halıya da bakacak.
Even though we're halfway up a tower, someone's been tracking in mud from outside.
Çamur iziymiş bu. Hadi alt katına bir bakalım. Neymiş? Bu ne lan? Yeni bir tip. Kütüphane.
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I'm
Gözler
still
efsane.
missing.
May I talk to you, miss?
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to talk.
Correction. You do not need to talk to me,
Oh no? How come?
because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of which, you have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A hypothesis? About the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator.
Yenilikçi.
You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
Well,
Karakter çok
oh,
güzel
you're
ya.
a fellow.
Çok hoşuma gitti.
So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Fifi, you said you were a micro... something or other?
Microbiologist, but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing.
Niye üzdün lan kızı? Allah'ım ya.
What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes, however, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi?
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh. Good.
Bu tatlışımı niye üzdünüz? Bu tatlışımı çok...
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face. She insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
Şeyleri soralım. Pirelli'ye.
Name. Freya Fellow. Age, 19. Profession, artist. Deceased. Understand this. Most people find me difficult. They exhibit a noticeable degree of discomfort when talking to me. There it is. Freya, who had a way of being an exception to any given rule, was not at all like this. She is very important, and I will not rest until I understand what has happened to her.
Did you spend a lot of time with Freya recently?
I will say this. In the past year, Freya became 1. Increasingly independent, and 2. Increasingly isolated.
Do you know why?
I do not. If you are looking for a speculative, empathetic opinion, try asking Poppy instead.
The three of you are friends.
We are of a similar age, and all highly gifted. 1 scientist, 1 artist, and 1 musician.
Sounds like quite a team.
Felix'e
Name,
sordum.
Felix Fellow. Age, 53. Profession, none. Likes, collecting objects of negligible monetary value and assigning them personal value. Dislikes,
Allah'ım.
the
Doğru söylüyor
inescapable
böyle.
realities of human existence. Notes, Felix is my father and legal guardian.
And, is
Hı,
he a
babasıymış.
good dad?
I have no point of comparison, but I would say no.
No? Why not?
You asked me a binary question. Do not get upset that I provided one of the 2 possible answers.
What makes him a bad father, Fifi?
He has trouble expressing his emotions, and something of a willful detachment from reality.
Huh. Just like you, then.
Grimoire.
No, he is quite correct.
Rölye'ye
Name,
söyle.
Flora Fellow. Age, 44. Profession, unknown. Likes, unknown. Dislikes, unknown.
Isn't she your mother? How do you not know anything?
Annesiyim. Ne,
I
nasıl?
believe other people may have discovered methods of reaching her, but I have little capacity for interpreting nonverbal communication.
And how long has Flora been, non-verbal?
She has always been quiet, willing to speak when necessary, but not more.
So what happened to make her stop talking entirely?
She suffered a great loss, something she has been unable to move beyond.
Kendini de söyle.
Fiona Fellow. Age, 19. Profession, amateur microbiologist. Likes, the meaningful archiving of information. Dislikes, the superfluous window dressing accompanying the majority of human contact. Notes, kindly disregard the polysyllabic form of my given forename and refer to me instead as Fifi.
How come you prefer Fifi?
How come you prefer Grimoire?
How are you related to the other fellows?
Fitz is my cousin. His father, a man named Flint, was my uncle.
Was?
I do not know if Flint is alive or not. He left Tangle Tower a long time ago.
And what about Freya? How are you related to her?
We share exactly 1 grandparent.
Şunu bir
This
soru.
photograph is my favorite photograph.
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third.
Tamam, şunu
There is
soru.
a drawing of me, a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw, and a drawing of Poppy and Fitz.
Şunu
I
soru.
believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever.
Şunu
It is a model of Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
Why would my father make a model of Freya?
Şunu
That
soru.
belongs to my mother. I think she must be fond of eggs. There are a number of egg-shaped carvings to be found in the garden and in the grand hall.
Yeah, what's the deal with all the eggs?
Some people just like eggs.
Şunu soru.
Is she laughing?
The gramophone belongs to Poppy, but I believe she gave it to my mother, and my mother often loaned it to Freya. Or maybe it is the other way around.
When did it get cracked?
I cannot pinpoint it exactly. All I know is that it must have happened sometime in the last 2 days.
Bunu
Fifi,
soralım.
did you test the red paint in this pot?
Yes, I did. I discovered it too was blood, not paint.
A whole pot full of blood?
Not a whole pot. It is only partially full.
Yeah, but still. Doesn't that freak you out?
No. In fact, it may be considered rather reassuring. The red
Reassuring?
paint on the brush is not paint. It is blood. Same for the palette.
So Freya added the blood to the painting herself?
Or blood got on the brush and palette some other way?
I do not know the answer.
Both
Freya
cases.
is normally highly skilled at capturing someone's likeness, but in this painting, she has accidentally made Flora look quite young.
I think she was just being kind.
Why is that kind? Anyway, I'm far more interested in what Flora is holding. I performed the test on the red paint myself. I discovered that it was in fact not paint, but blood.
What made you want to test it in the first place?
It was Poppy. She told me she thought the painting looked like a bloody knife. I told her not to be ridiculous. My mother owns no such knife. But then I noticed that the color was slightly too dark, and the substance itself was overly viscous.
You noticed that just from looking at it once?
Of course.
Açılmış mektup.
Curious. This
Huh?
belongs to Poppy. In fact, she owns a number of cassette tapes.
What happened to it, though?
It has been left underwater for an extended period of time.
Right. But why?
I do not know why.
Bunu da
A
soralım
wooden
da
carving of my father, made by my father. Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint.
Çok ilginç şeyler öğreniyoruz. Bunu
What
da
is
sor.
your opinion of Tangle Tower?
Oh, it's impressive. Elaborate gardens, unique architecture.
Must be worth a fortune.
Why do you ask, Fifi?
I am the heir of the Fellow family and the Remington family. This makes me the sole beneficiary of Tangle Tower.
That's quite an inheritance.
They can't make you do anything, Fifi. If you don't want the house, just tell them. Or just sell it. Who cares?
You sound like her. I require facts. What do you know?
Well, we know Freya was stabbed with a knife, and then she fell.
Correction. She was stabbed with something. There was no knife found at the crime scene,
Apart from the one in the painting.
which as a mere abstract representation does not count. Nobody has ever been stabbed by the concept of a knife.
İyi. İpimizde de tanışmış olduk böylece.
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Can't wait.
Hadi hemen gidelim. Nereymiş yatak odası? Burası. O zaman Fifi'nin yatak odasına geçmeden önce burada bitirelim arkadaşlar. Beğenmeyi, yorum atmayı ve abone olmayı unutmayın. Bir sonraki videolarda ve serilerde görüşmek üzere. Bay bay.
Fearless.